Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Baka.
What
What's up,
up?
guys? How's it going?
Oh, big week. Just a little big week.
Yeah,
Little big
I
week,
mean,
big little big planet.
such a big week that we are gonna forego our usual what's everybody been playing so that we can jump right into it. Because holy balls, do we have like a bajillion tabs to talk
Technically, we can answer this question. Chicken, will you go with your go-to?
No,
What have we been playing this?
I've
No, what have we been
shut-
playing this week? What do you normally say?
I don't
about?
know.
Games.
Games.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Really? You
Sorry,
don't even
come
know?
on, you threw me on this spot, and I was like, "What do I normally say? What is it? Is it something
Games?
clever?" We've been playing games.
Yes,
Okay.
there you go. Done.
Well,
See?
yes, we've been playing games. Jumping straight into it. What was your favorite announcement from E3? Go.
Metroid Prime.
I'm so glad that everybody had answers.
I did have
What?
an answer.
I know,
I
but
was
it
like,
gets
do you
gold
want us all to
stars
answer
and
at one
extra
time?
points.
Do you want to?
I know, right?
I'm gonna start handing out points on the show.
Anything
Yeah.
else, points?
They don't really matter, but we can say we have these points.
They might matter at some point in our lives.
My favorite announcement was, strangely enough, was the whole Rabbids and Mario Kingdom.
It's so cute.
Like, it was like, we knew it was gonna happen, but was it just a joke? How bad is this gonna be? And then you see it in action, and you go, "Oh my god, I want this!" So there's a Switch on the way to my house.
It's XCOM. If XCOM was cute and made by Nintendo.
It was
Yep.
cute.
Nintendo and Ubisoft, I guess, because Rabbids is an Ubisoft product. So, yes, that one's super cute. I was super excited about the pirate game. Well, okay, there's
Which
two
one?
pirate
No,
There's
games.
two pirate games.
Oh.
Two pirate games, and I'm excited about them both.
Yes.
Yeah, they both look cute. I really liked Sea of Thieves' presentation. It was super cute and everything. But, oh my god, finally Ubisoft just dropped the pretense of let's make an assassin game in a boat and said, here's a boat, you're a pirate. Go kill other pirates. Get treasure. Win. I'm all about it.
Unfortunately, Red brought me down on that one quite a bit because,
What?
What?
to be fair, shit, I can't even think of the name of it. The game they came out with last year, the one that me and Red played the shitload, the starts with a D, can't think of it for some reason.
Dreadnought?
No.
But-
Division.
Yes,
Division?
The Division. I couldn't think of the word for it. The Division, really fucking great premise. Had the potential to be a fucking fantastic game. Dropped it like a fucking rock in an ocean. And then For Honor, incredible idea, great game, great gameplay. Dropped it like another rock in the ocean. I know this game is about boats, so maybe they'll float, but I don't
You have
know.
now made me doubt it. I am so sad. Damn it, Red. Why you gotta be all logical?
Okay, hold on. I got to counter this. First of all, the
Please.
Division was an MMO style game.
Okay,
So,
fine.
So you go in, you're dealing with other elements versus now this is closer to For Honor. I don't disagree with that.
Right.
I think this is, and I've got to see more gameplay than what they just showed us because they're just starting this out, right? But I feel this is a lot more. I want to have my friends play with me than say the other games are because you have your own logos, you have all that stuff, and I think that it's going to be. It almost seems MOBA-ish to me, in the way that you want to bring people in on your team versus just being part of matchmaking. And so I'm actually excited about this, not just because of pirates, because fucking pirates, right? But because I feel like I would want to play with my friends, and it would be something that would be continual, and it would be, hey, let's get drunk and ride around on boats and shoot people,
Yeah, but
So-
then you got to go
Yeah,
to the
but if they
spec
go-
side of it. You got peer to
If they
peer.
go peer to peer again,
It's gonna be just
That's
as many
gonna- yeah.
problems as.
Fair enough. But they're
Okay,
gonna
I
go-
was excited about it until 15 minutes ago. I am no longer excited.
I'm being grounded with it. Like, it looks so fucking
right.
awesome, and we've been calling
Chicken's
for a
been
damn
burned
Pirates game.
twice with their latest online games.
Yes, and we bought them right out of the
Yeah.
gate too. So
Yep.
I mean, it's like, all right, I faltered once. Okay, that hurt. Okay, let's do it again. Oh, I faltered twice. Okay, I'm gonna learn my lesson this time. Let's be a little more careful this time. So it
But
looks
are
really
you
good.
really?
Great premise. Show me more. Give me the specs. Let's see what we're
Show
working with
me
here.
more. Show me more.
So,
Fine. My second runner-up was Detroit Become Human, but I've been asking for that game to come out since I first saw the trailer for it. The
You'll
first
get
trailer
it like
for it.
2 years from now.
can
You'll
a
be
Yeah,
pro
it'll be
man
like
get a release
never.
date?
I don't even.
It'll
I'm
be-
not even a
it'll be
huge
next
fan of
gen
the
game.
David Cage games, but I'm so interested by the
You know-
story. In
You know
this
what's
one.
interesting about that game to me is the fact that we kind of saw the first part of it last year at E3, but the whole premise is of something that actually happened off of, it might have been the Heavy Rain game, that was actually a little short of a game that was originally supposed to be made for like PS3. And it was showing how good the technology and everything is supposed to be. And we're finally getting this game. But it was I don't know, like a 5-minute, 6-minute little mini movie that was made for that, which was what part of what we saw last year.
Yeah,
So,
the one with the robot chick.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like it's lasting. I mean, like, I don't know if it was one of those where it's like, I've never intended to make a game about this, but since it got so much hype, I'm making a game about it. And so now I'm kind of but it seems
was
like
just
it's been in
wondering-
production forever.
I'm wondering how they're gonna tie it all together because you've got the storyline they've showed you about the lady,
Mhm.
the lady android, the first one, and then last year they showed us Connor, who was a negotiator essentially that
Right.
was negotiating with another android that had quote unquote gone rogue, and then this year we get the whole android revolution with the not necessarily anarchists but revolutionists, I guess. The big movement and everything with them. So I'm wondering how they're going to tie all of those things together, or if they're just going to like start scrapping pieces of it. Be like, we showed you these things just to give you an idea of what it was going to be like. And
Well, Heavy Rain, you're 4 different people, I think, in that plot line. One's an investigator. Actually, yeah, one's an investigator. One's a dad. One's a lady. It might have just been 3. But you're 3 different people in there. Hey, I had to change a diaper as an investigator, because that's part of his job. So you get to play as different people in his games to create the plot line. But I think that with, what was the last one? Beyond something, right?
Beyond Two Souls.
Yes.
Yeah, Beyond Two Souls. In that one, you're just basically her with her little entity, right? But with Heavy Rain, you're 3 different people. So he does a very good job of storytelling. I'm very interested to see what the control system is. Like, is he going to break away from his traditional, here, put mascara on because that's part of your day? Or is he going to be, more game-like in the fact that your decisions and things that you make, that you do are, you feel like as a gamer, you're doing something as part of the world instead of just doing something that.
Well, I mean,
the
now they've
game
got
makes
the options, the choice options, because it showed you in the latest trailer and the one from last year as well with Connor. There are several different choices you can make, and in this one, it actually showed you that you could look at those choices in real time and see, disagree with your partner, go this way, agree with your partner, go this way, change the narrative completely, go this way. So I think it's going to be a little more gamey than the past ones.
Well, but that's part of the other games too. Now, because you can actually, there's several different endings to like Heavy Rain, and it's all based on how you investigate it and what you do in the game itself. But it's I'm talking about the not the dialogue part of it, but the gameplay itself. There was some stuff that was just kind of not necessary. Changing the diaper, putting on mascara, taking a shower. Though the shower scene was nice, taking a shower, other things like that. I was just kind of like, really?
Oh,
you know?
we'll find out a quarter till never, because that's probably when that game's going to come out. So, whilst I am in love with it already, I'll probably never get to see it.
Yeah, I'm
or
excited
if I
about
do, I'll be an old lady by then.
Yeah, I like his games a lot. I think he does a really good job with them. They're weird as shit, but they're really good. But I'm interested to see what he ends up doing with that.
What else looked good to you guys? What do you want to talk about? Because there's so many things
Monster Hunter, they're announcing a new Pokemon game for the Switch that's supposed to be like an actual RPG.
The first installment onto a main console, which is
Yep.
For a long, but they've had them before. This is just like the first one in a very long time, right?
No, this is the
No.
first one.
This is the
ever.
first one.
Oh, I thought that.
But this goes back to, if you talk to people about what they think about the Switch, they think of it more portable style versus being part of your action. Like, it's a portable gaming system that you can put in your living room versus just having a portable gaming system. And
Didn't the GameCube have some Pokemon games though?
There was one called Pokemon Gale of Darkness, but that's technically not a main installment to the franchise. Like, we're talking Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, like that main
Okay.
line of them. There has never been a main RPG Pokemon game on a console. It's always been handheld.
Most of the ones on the console have been like Pokemon Snap, the battle arenas.
Okay.
The Gale of Darkness was the only story-driven one, but like Chicken said, it's not part of the main timeline, I guess.
Yeah, it's the closest that you'll get to finding an RPG Pokemon game on a console. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Played the shit out of it. But
which console? After watching the three main console announcements, which console excites you the most about what's up and coming? Like, because both of you are PC guys specifically, and Griff and I, we like consoles and PC, but what interests you the most? Like, if you were, let's say your PC broke today and you had to make a decision on what to do, what is it that interests you the most?
I'd fix my PC. I mean,
not an option.
I mean,
you're skirting the question. Not an option. It's of the three that announced. What would be your?
Well, I'd go with the Xbox, but I'm not gonna call that so much a console anymore. They're getting so fucking close to PC specs that it's like a small PC at this point. I mean, that thing is incredibly powerful, and it has almost the same kind of capabilities as a PC at this point. So, I mean,
the Xbox One X, Chicken and I did some math afterwards for those.
I actually found an article that changed my entire theory. You can actually build an Xbox One X for $500 on PC parts, and if you want to get the ultra,
is that including the tower?
I think so. I can actually find it for you.
Okay.
But if you want to go like ultra HD stuff, it'll get closer to $1,000, but that's because that technology is so new, so it's expensive. It may go down by the time the Xbox One X comes out.
So basically, for the price that you could either build it yourself for $500 plus buy your monitor, or you could, if you already have a TV at home that could do it, you could spend $500 on something that's already built that has a warranty on it.
But it is much better to go with the console than something of that caliber. I mean,
plus your controller, like it comes with a controller versus you have to buy a mouse and keyboard.
Right.
So those peripherals that normally come with it, and I think it'll come with a headset too, right? All of the other ones have. I don't see why that wouldn't.
Yeah.
But you start doing the math on it, you end up spending not much more money based on what you're just telling me right there. But
$652 for the first build and $944 for the second build.
Woo.
So that's not bad at all if you want to build. If you just want the Xbox console, it's $500, or you can kind of build something that's very similar to that. So.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not bad, but still, just go with the console. It's so fucking good of a deal for now. But I mean, a couple years down,
$500, being able to get that, and they're losing money most likely on the technology.
Yeah,
but
for now,
they'll end up making it back. It's on there.
With all their games.
PlayStation, interesting. Like PlayStation, theirs was kind of a drab year.
Kind of a bust this year. I mean, they didn't really have much in their conference aside from like, here's the trailers, and that's it. And I guess they're holding out for Gamescom and PSX to be their big reveals, but
probably so. But I think you feel like you would, if you're spending that much money on a conference at E3, you think you'd put a little bit more into it, because Gamescom.
Well, they had Uncharted that they showed off a little bit, but
right.
Yeah, they showed off a new Uncharted, but it was I kind of was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I kind of expected to see another Uncharted
DLC
game
for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, it's weird to show off DLC at a thing.
Yeah, I mean, the DLC looked kind of cool. I'm a snow guy, so the snow theme looked neat, but I mean,
still feels weird to show off a DLC pack at E3. But regardless, I mean, they did show off the new Spider-Man game.
That looks
really good.
Yeah, Insomniac's making that one, so
that looks really good.
I'm just really hoping that it ends up being like how the old Spider-Man 2 game was, where it is like very large open world. I know they did it with the Amazing Spider-Man game, but the city felt way smaller in comparison.
Yeah, the one on PlayStation 2 was PlayStation 2. Yeah.
Well, they did it PlayStation 2, GameCube, and the original Xbox.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed playing on that one. It's I don't know. The only thing that I liked Strange Brigade, which I found later. I didn't even find it during that whole like didn't catch attention then, but then later on I'm like, what? Did I miss this? And then maybe I slept through part of your thing. I don't know. Because I watched it afterwards because I had other stuff I had to do. And Strange Brigade looks really good, which is set in the 1930s or whatever, and it's kind of a zombie killer type deal. The
Days Gone. They showed another
Ooh.
trailer for that one.
That one
Days
right
Gone
there.
is very
Ooh.
interesting, but we've already seen it, so it's kind of like, I mean, I'm glad that they're re-emphasizing, hey, we still have this. But
I mean,
want
speaking
it.
of things that we've already seen, VR is getting Skyrim because we need another iteration of motherfucking Skyrim.
Hey, beat that dead horse. That's what Bethesda
Dude, that horse is,
Yeah.
there's nothing
Why-
left of that horse.
Why expand the universe when we can keep beating this thing until its skeleton is nothing but dust and bone?
I mean, I
Well,
like
they just released
Bethesda, but
Morrowind
damn.
for online just before that, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
So,
I think technically you could get into Skyrim on the MMO one beforehand, so
mhm.
mhm.
And one of the articles that I've read from Bethesda is that they're going to make Elder Scrolls 6,
Eventually.
but not anytime soon,
yeah, like
be-
when we're all 70.
because they don't want to be known as the company that goes Elder Scrolls Fallout, Elder Scrolls Fallout. They're done with that formula.
Yeah,
They
but they've
want
done
to put
other
more.
stuff in between. We just got Prey. We saw a trailer for
Evil Within
new
and
Evil
the
Within.
Wolfenstein, yes, and then
Just
after
Yeah.
did
those
Doom,
two,
Wolfenstein. Come on.
yeah, they'll probably do it further down the road, but they want to get these new IPs kind of moving into the generation. Evil Within
Yeah.
2 looks good. It is.
It does.
Evil Within only
Evil
has,
Within 2, the trailer for it made me reinstall the first one. I started it again yesterday. So
It actually makes me
did-
want to buy the first one.
you can actually get it on sale for like $5 on Steam at some point.
well, the Steam Summer Sale should be coming up. So
Yes, very
Yeah.
soon.
here in like I think 3 days.
Yep. I think so.
yeah, there's a
Three
rumor
days?
that it's gonna start in the 22nd, but nothing is ever confirmed about that.
No.
So keep an eye out for Thursday. We'll see.
Oh yes. Oh man. Give me all the games.
But yeah, I imagine
More
Evil Within will be
games.
one of the ones that goes on sale.
No, I
and
was
all
very
that.
excited about Wolfenstein 2 when they announced that one.
I knew you would be.
It is the game. The first game was so insane, just the way that the whole thing was built and everything. And then, like one of the very first things you see after you see this strange commercial that looks like Lassie that ends up being Lisa. And then what's watching it? A cat monkey. Like, I can't describe whatever this animal is. And I mean, what other game do you know that will have a pregnant lady killing people while another guy's dropping acid that's helping her out? I mean,
Yeah. Wow. That's the guy's like, I'm gonna go ahead and take this acid while we get into this fight. Oh my God! What are you doing here, little friend? Oh,
and it makes me
wow.
wonder, at some point, are they going to have an acid trip level? Like,
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
probably.
because that is the thing to do in games now is to have your character take drugs for at least one level and be just fucking wrecked.
Fucking Shrek. Like, that dude's not gonna know what's an enemy and what's a fucking cartoon
Yep.
character.
well, and I'm
What
interested
is
because
that?
I like the animation from the little cartoon character they showed. So it's like, is it going to go into like Toonland from freaking Roger Rabbit, or is it going to be like, what's it going to be?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's unreal. So I'm excited about Wolfenstein 2, and I was just, to have a character that I hated so much that I thought I was completely done with, that she's back. Of course, she's got her scars and stuff. Her scars not accurate to her wounds, by the way. If you played the game and you've seen her face when she finally gets thrown off of a cliff, there's no way. But it's I don't know. I was excited about that one too. But
For
You know.
the other Bethesda thing, they announced, which I think was the worst thing announced in all of E3, was their Creation Club. Which
Ugh.
I think I couldn't comprehend it while they were announcing it. And I'm trying to go through the articles here to try to find it. But
It's
basically,
paid mods, but not.
paid mods, but not.
Yeah, like mods will still be available for free because really, how are you going to stop that?
Right.
But now Bethesda will actually have a group of in-house creators as well as some of the top community creators that they will basically employ to make mods that have been, it's basically mods that have been bug tested and guaranteed to work with all of your other stuff. And then you pay for them like mini DLCs essentially. So yes, there will still be mods, but these will be like premium mods, which is just
I don't. I get from a mod standpoint because most of us get the stuff for free and we
Yeah.
build up our stuff, but you don't have to buy it. Like if they're still offer, like I would have a problem if they turned around and they went, no more free mods. Everything's
No,
gonna be
yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I just think that it's silly that they're like, here's a bunch of mini DLCs that you can buy. That it's like, here's a variant of the backpack that you can have, or here's a modded gun that you can buy. It's like, do you realize that I could just go to Nexus Mods and get that? And probably just about every piece of premium content that
Probably
comes out,
so. I mean,
they'll
from a
probably
business
make for
standpoint,
free.
it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, because if this game had just come out last year, maybe. But you're dealing with a 6-year-old community.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, for Skyrim and things, yeah. I mean, Fallout's not quite as old, but
3 years or 2 years?
2 years. I think it'll be
2.
2 years this November.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
think so.
you're dealing with 2 years of one and 6 of the other. So it's
Yeah.
like, eh.
I just don't understand why they wouldn't take those resources and put them towards something,
yeah,
more
that's what I was
valuable
thinking.
in their company. I mean, this just maybe it's because console people are scared that mods won't work for their game, and PC
Well,
players are
they-
like, "Oh,
or
everything is
they'll-
broken," and
Or they're
Console people
scared
really
that
don't want they can
they'll download a mod and it'll like give away their Xbox information or their credit card that's on there that pays for their subscription or whatever else.
yeah, but aren't the console mods highly moderated, picked
Yes.
and
Yeah, the
chose?
console mods
not
are
all
all
mods
through
are available on.
Exactly.
the
so
Bethesda Workshop.
don't see a point in this. If it's already moderated, why take that even further? It's just weird that this is from Bethesda. I wouldn't
Yeah.
expect Bethesda to be the
Well, I
one
mean,
to come out with something like this.
Especially after the backlash that Steam had when they were going to have paid mods.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have learned from that this is probably not going to be as successful as they think it is.
Mm-mm.
Because like I said, just about anything that they make, Baka, I will just murder you next time.
Yeah,
And
by
that
the
is-
way, phones are supposed to be on silent during
Yep,
the podcast.
silent.
I
You-
thought I'd put mine on silent. Apparently not.
But I feel like Chicken's right. With the resources that they're going to put towards this, they could have put that money towards something much better and much more worthwhile. Because the modders are going to see this and be like, okay, that's the premium mod. Somebody's going to do it for free. And it's
Mhm.
going to end up on something like Nexus Mods. It may not come to the Steam Workshop because Bethesda's able to moderate that a little better. But alternative mod sites and even individuals making mods and putting them up on their Tumblr and things like that are going to make this content for free.
You're gonna get a small community that is going to be more comfortable with being able to purchase something directly from the actual the actual company that created the product versus getting it from somebody they don't know at all.
Yeah.
And I think that's who this niche is for. But
But
I'd be
even-
interested to see how big that niche is because
I don't think it's going to be very big.
but I think and that's the thing is like I think from a PC standpoint there's not going to be a big niche. I think it's from a console standpoint there would be a niche because people just don't know. And it's you're going to have some people that are maybe new to PC gaming that aren't comfortable with mods and things like that because they're
they'll
worried
learn.
about viruses, whatever it might be. But at the same time it's like it's like if you spend $5,000 and you only make $2,000, shut the system down. Like
Yeah.
at some point, just stop.
Because I mean, you're paying those mod developers to make these things to start with, and I just am curious what kinds of mods it's going to be. Because I mean, what it showed in their small trailer for it is things like outfit recolors or smaller, like there's weapon mods. I think there was an environment mod for one of them, and it's like you have to understand, especially on PC, I'm already running all of those mods and a whole lot more, and I don't have a problem with it. Like, I'm not going to pay you $15 or $5 or $3 or whatever the price point is for the mods for something that I can go and get for free.
Well, and here's the thing. This is the only thing, and I would hate to think that Bethesda would be a complete dickbag about this, but they currently, or recently released the HD version of this entire game, right? The remastered version of the game.
Oh, Skyrim?
Of Skyrim, sorry.
Okay.
Right.
So they released that. So could they make it to where they're like, okay, we're going to limit how much of our code that you can actually access unless you're part of this program.
That will destroy the game. Modders will fucking take. That's why they gave the special edition free to everybody who owns Skyrim, because they knew people weren't gonna buy it again, and they wanted their mod community to move over. If you limit them, they are gonna go after you with pitchforks and torches and burn your fucking house down.
Which might be a mod, right? They might have a pitchfork and torches.
They will just spam the
I'm pretty
marketplace
sure there
with
already is one of
pitchforks.
those.
Probably so.
That would just be dumb on their
Yeah, I don't like the decision because of, from a business standpoint, I don't like the decision based on the fact that these have existed as long as they have. If they had created this a few months after they either game came out, I'd probably be okay with it. But the problem that I have is the fact that you already have an existing community that's been around for at least 6 years for one game and 2 for the other, that it just doesn't make sense to do it at this point from a business standpoint. From a gaming standpoint,
I don't think it makes any sense to do it at any point, especially on a computer, because people are going to find ways around it no matter what you do.
Well, it's true, but I think that's where when people think of like if they're not regular gamers, if they're just the casual gamer that's out there, they're more comfortable with dealing with people that have either created the game or they feel is a legal way to do something, even though it's not illegal to make a mod.
So they're preying on the people who don't know any better.
But that goes back to the whole Xbox thing, where the Xbox mods are fully moderated by Bethesda. All that stuff is like Bethesda being like, this stuff is okay, but our stuff over here is even more okay.
Yep.
What?
And I mean, they're not. It's not like they can promise a higher quality mod with their premiums, because holy shit, some of the ones that I have for free are just fucking amazing. So
I mean, some
I don't
of them
understand
transform entire parts of the map, and some of them add parts of the map. I mean, in Skyrim, there's one that the first city that you, Helgen, I think it is, completely remakes that whole area to let you build anything that you want.
I'd be interested to see what they have available. Like once this comes out and it's like, what am I paying $1.99 for, right? Or whatever, right? Like you turn around and go, here's $1.99. Oh, by the way, it's like a whole fucking new campaign and everything looks totally different. Okay, well that might be worth it because somebody else will take a long time to make that happen,
right?
If they aren't already working on it, right? So maybe, but I don't know. It just take a long time to do it, and let's see where it goes. But I think all of us think it's a really bad idea.
Yes.
So.
Oh, since we're talking about Bethesda and Skyrim, by the way, if you have a Switch, Skyrim's coming to the Switch.
Yay!
I like
another
Play a
Skyrim
6-year-old game on your brand new console. Go ahead.
I like the mechanics. I like the whole idea of using the controllers for it. That's about it.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I get
It's
to
still
swing my
Skyrim.
sword.
And there's going to
Game
be
that you
people.
played 6 years ago.
Well, but there's also going to be people that are Nintendo exclusive.
That'll be their first.
The
They're
first
this
go at
big.
Skyrim.
Like there's this many people that are Nintendo exclusive, but it'll give them the first shot at Skyrim. So
Well,
I don't know, but I mean, if you look at how many hours people have played Skyrim,
Oh God, you don't even want
do
to
they
look
really
at hours.
care if they purchase another version of Skyrim to put on a Switch? I
mean,
do
some
want to know
people,
what the
yeah.
price is going to be though on a 6-year-old game.
If it's $40, that's decent. If it's $30, it's even better. But
I wouldn't pay over 30. I think that $29.99 is a decent price to play a game that's 6 years old that everybody else has already played, and I don't think you're gonna have mods available to you on a Switch.
I don't either. I don't foresee
Yeah.
that being a thing.
So
I don't think there's enough room memory-wise for mods.
mhm.
What do you guys think about Shadow of the Colossus getting a remake?
a real
It's
remake.
a very popular game when it came out. It had a remastered version. The people that did the remastered version, same people that are doing the remake. It is a full remake.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, but just because there's a lot of people that haven't played a classic game like that.
Do you think it's gonna have the same mechanics? Like one of the complaints of Last Guardian was that it had dated feeling
No.
controls to it. Do you
The
think
mechanics
new
have
one's gonna be-
changed. The mechanics
Okay.
are being modernized. They are offering a classic version for those people that like the mechanics. They could flip it over, I guess, kind of like Halo does that as well. They have a classic for Halo, and then also even FIFA and some of those games have an availability to switch over to a more classic feel. So I guess it's kind of how you want to play the game, but they are modernizing the controls because the controls sucked. Like I played through the game and the controls just sucked. they modernize the game controls, then I'm more willing to play it for sure. So, but I like that they're doing it. I think it's good for gaming. I wish more people would do it on certain games. I mean, like Halo 1, Halo 2, both of those got a remastered version, if you will, but they were really technically remakes because they made them back from scratch in order to be able to give us a better quality product. So I like the idea that people are doing this, and it almost seems like double dipping in a lot of ways because you can go in and it's like, oh, we sold a shit ton of this game, so and it's very popular, so we're just gonna remake the game and hand it back out the exact same thing, except it looks better. Or
The Last of Us triple dipped. I mean, they did The Last of Us, then remastered, and then when the PS4 came out, they remastered again. They triple dipped that shit. They're like, yeah.
And that was like all relatively within
Quick.
a close time frame.
I think it was like
Yeah,
2 years.
like
They
2
released it 3 times.
Yep.
I didn't understand the need for the remaster before
The
the
PS4.
PS4 version.
Yeah,
That was
just
dumb.
weird.
Yeah, it's like you just put this game out. Why are we
And the
remastering?
quality of the product that they gave out when it originally came out, like it was
Anyway,
as how do you remaster what the PS3 is able, like it's the highest amount it was able
They
to
just
do.
give it a
How
little
do you-
spit shine and then re-release it, and then when it comes out
Yeah,
again,
right.
they do a little bit more cleaning, and then they're like, "Here we go again."
Shine.
Yeah, make it shiny. Make that shit shine.
One of the things that I talked about on the show last week is I felt like that they were going to end up having VR versions of maybe Doom and Fallout. That happened.
yeah. It was not super surprising though, because they've been talking about Fallout VR for a year
Yeah,
now.
they've been talking about it for a while. I'd be interested to see how that plays, and the problem I have is the fact that everybody has been using kind of a transporter style of movement to where it's not a full movement because you as your body you're not actually moving, so they have to figure out a way. So I want to see how they adjust to that. But it's kind of cool that they came out with both of that. I actually would want to build inside Fallout 4 more than I'd want to play the game in VR.
I already spend a lot of time building.
But I mean, like in VR, how cool would that be? Because you can actually just move the stuff around and you're inside the world and be able to move it around more than I'd want to actually just interact with the other people that are there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it goes back to, like Griff, she's not as interested in VR because there's not a whole lot of, basically you have the same pattern that's going on. You got these jump scare games that are coming in and there's not a whole lot of innovation that's going on.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the artistic stuff, that interests you because you're in the middle of an art world, like the Google Paint thing or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about Fallout 4 is because I feel like if I go into Fallout 4, I want to just build the stuff and create what I can, and I feel like I'm doing it in a 3-dimensional world versus just, a 2-dimensional screen, basically.
Right.
Well, I can't wait till we get real VR where I can look at my own hands in a virtual reality world and be like, "This is so fucking cool! I can fly." It's like,
State of Decay 2 was announced. Chicken.
yes,
That's
I've
one of
been
your
fucking
favorite
waiting
games.
for it. As soon as it even started, I was like, State of Decay 2. I could tell by the art style. It looks really fucking good. The gameplay looks awesome. It's 4-player, which is what the first game was missing so bad. It needed multiplayer. A lot of these first-time games like that always do single player, and then they realize how important multiplayer is. Like, don't starve with single player. Divinity
think that-
Original Sin was like co-op, and then you have State of Decay, which was single player.
Do you think that State of Decay 1 was that way because it was originally created for the 360?
Yes, probably. They also probably didn't know what to expect. Like, the story wise and the gameplay, phenomenal. Playing with other people, 1,000 times better. Like, it's just incredible. My only fucking issue with it, god damn it, and I'm gonna fucking swear all up and down this goddamn stream or podcast and whatnot, is they said it was gonna be out early 2017, some bitches, and now it's gonna be out early 2018. Motherfucker, I've been waiting a year for this shit. And then they're like, oh, let's push it back a year. Motherfuckers could have told me that like a year ago. But no, let's wait till the fucking end of the trailer after I'm all hyped to be like, oh yeah, sorry, my bad. It's gonna
But
be
they
out
gotta
next
tease
year.
you. That's how they get you to want it even more.
No, it doesn't make me want it even more. It makes me pissed because I gotta wait another year again. It's like, oh yeah, it should be coming out soon. You're giving me a fucking late, like a year later. You some bitches.
We also got an announcement which doesn't interest any of us, but I'm sure it does interest somebody. Minecraft is getting a 4K update.
Because I need to see pixels in 4K.
Minecraft and Skyrim are the two games competing for the most re-releases ever. It's like, oh yeah, look at Minecraft's 16,000 updates, and look at Skyrim's 17,000 re-releases.
With the 4K update, I will have to say the shading and the lighting and all that stuff, the changes that they made on it is very well done. I'm not a Minecraft fan, but it's gonna benefit those people that do play the game. I think that they're gonna it kind of, I don't know, it's almost like giving them a reward for playing as long as they have from this game.
So
It's like, oh, you played this long, all right, here you go. Because it's a very
Now
large
you're
community.
pixels and we're pixelated.
Yay, there's more pixels on my blocks.
On top of that, it's cross-platform now, correct? With the exception
Yes.
of PS4. We'll get to that in a second.
Oh.
I know where you're going. But the other thing that we got was Rocket League has announced Switch for cross-network play as well. So we've got Switch that's been added into the Rocket League world, which now you can portably play Rocket League.
Hell yeah.
Which might be the worst thing on the planet for those of us that want to be productive.
Oh god.
It's-
Oh shit. Give me one more round.
I got this. So I'm excited about that it's doing it. But again, PS4 is not included as part of that. And now PS4 used to be part of the cross-platform for Rocket League, but has been removed since then.
That's right. They have removed themselves?
They've removed themselves from that. So they were questioned about it from Eurogamer, and the excuse that was given was it was to protect children. Now, I
Yes.
don't know any other company other than Nintendo that tries to protect children as much as they have.
Yeah,
Well, you're
no
protecting
shit.
children on
Online.
Sony from children on Nintendo because those consoles could play together, but no.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
So it's like, are you saying your guys are pedophiles, or are you saying everybody else's is? Because I'm so confused by this in so many ways. It's like,
Yeah, they said something like we can't guarantee the protection of people playing on our platform if they're allowed to play with other like external sources and things, and it's like I don't know that makes sense, Sony, especially since you've done it. I mean, was there an issue with the Rocket League thing? Was there a court case that we didn't hear about or something crazy?
Some child on Xbox used foul language that some child on PlayStation didn't want to hear.
But it wasn't with Xbox and PlayStation.
It was Xbox and
The Rocket League
PC.
thing was just PlayStation and PC.
Yeah.
yep.
I mean,
So was it somebody? I don't know. It doesn't sound. That sounds like an excuse to me. It doesn't sound like a legitimate response. It sounds like an excuse where Sony said they want to take their ball and go home.
Does this make Sony seem like the bad guy though? When you have somebody like Xbox that,
It makes Sony seem like they're out of touch with their audience.
yeah, I mean,
Yes.
it's just.
But I read a different interview. It seems like there's something missing in this one. But from what I said is that they talked it over with their CEOs and their shareholders and the people who own the company. And it seems like that they didn't want to play nice with Microsoft
Right.
or Nintendo. So it seems like Sony is, I'm not going to say afraid, but they don't really want to come together with the rest of the gaming community and kind of share everything with everybody. It's just really weird because they're getting, I know Destiny's getting like the super exclusives, and they're still trying to do like the exclusive Sony stuff, and just instead of
Yeah, I mean, like, Call of Duty's having something specific to them, to Sony as well, but I see where you're going with that.
yeah, it's like I don't know, they're trying to like pump themselves up like they're the big dogs, and it's like, all right, the rest of the companies are just kind of like, all right, everyone's got their exclusives. We know how this business thing works now. Let the gamers play together, keep your exclusives, and just do your thing.
It seems like they're gonna cut themselves out of profit with that too, though, because if you're a PlayStation owner and you're like, my friends all want to play Rocket League, but they're on Xbox and PC. We could play together, except for my console can't play with them. You're now asking them to go pick it up somewhere else so that they can play with their friends because they're not going to buy it on your console. You're not going to guarantee that every person that plays on your console is willing to buy an auxiliary copy to play with other friends on other consoles, which is what we've done for years with multiplayer games. But now we're getting into this shift where it's possible to have cross-platform play on some of this stuff, and it seems dumb to not want to participate in that.
Yep. I mean, Switch won the Rocket League game right there. I mean, if you're going to double dip into another console for Rocket League, it's going to be your Switch. If you have a Switch and you have own Rocket League on something else, you're going to get it for your Switch. So you can take it wherever you want and still play it and come home and play it on your Xbox or play it on your PC. You want to leave, you still have the option to play it. So
Yeah.
Switch is the best place to double dip because you can take it with you. I mean,
Right?
I mean,
unless you have like one of those like really nice, expensive, laptops for gaming. But
yeah, then yeah, you might think about it. But I mean, or you could just spend $2.99, get a Switch, and buy Rocket League for it, and take it wherever the hell you want.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, Switch is good to double dip in if you're going to double dip in a game. So, but
I'm just
But
trying to figure out how
Sony's
they're
just-
fitting all that information on a cartridge this big.
their technology is beyond the rest of them. Like they were like, yeah, let's go back to cartridges. It can hold more memory, and they know how to pack it right. Where you got these Blu-ray discs like this, and these little cartridges that hold more. So how do you do it, Nintendo?
I mean, look at flash drives. I mean, look how small they are and how much storage you can have. I mean, they have like terabyte.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think actually even higher, like 3 terabyte flash
Yeah.
drives.
And Nintendo wanted to go that route, which is perfect
Plus,
for the Switch.
the advantage of the cartridge style is the loading things is a lot faster. So you don't have to like wait for load screens really all that often or anything like that.
Yep. I think Nintendo went the right route with cartridges for their Switch. It's pretty good.
Well, I don't know. And they've got some good. The Switch has some good IP stuff coming out. The new Mario Odyssey looks fantastic with him throwing the hat on stuff and it changing what it is. The first video that they showed of that, it changing into a frog with a mustache, sold me. Done.
The T-Rex sold me, motherfucker. The big
Looks ridiculous. Come on, looks ridiculous.
Come on. I want to be a T-Rex with a tiny little mustache.
Big hand, you be arms.
If you look at Nintendo's lineup, they have a major game released for every month all the way up to December. Splatoon 2, then the Rabbids game, then Pokken Tournament, Super Mario Odyssey, I think, is in October, and then I think it's the DLC for Zelda coming out, and then I think they got something else for December. They have a lineup, and they are going to give us a constant flow of games, which is fucking awesome.
Baka, they have a Yoshi game coming out.
Fuck you.
They also
have a new
Kirby
Kirby game coming
which
out, though.
Griff, I know, loves Kirby. So.
Yes. They got something
so
for
cute.
everybody. I mean, if you don't have a Switch, you know, by the time Christmas rolls around, I probably still won't be able to get one. But by the time Christmas rolls around, there'll be a nice library of stuff to get.
Nintendo has said that they're having a hard time with the manufacturing part of that, so they're beefing up manufacturing. So I'm interested to see how Christmas time goes.
Ooh.
Because that'll be interesting. Now I did find out locally because I did buy a Switch, but I've got to wait on it. But I found out what is happening is like if you go into your local area and you're not really seeing any Switches or anything, but you can buy them online from wherever you're trying to buy them. The reason why is because Nintendo is actually replenishing the bundle sales quicker than they are the main just regular Switch sales. So that's Nintendo. You know, they create their own demand. So it very well done on their part. It does look like Pikmin 4 is still being worked on. So that'll be in the works probably. I'm guessing next E3 we'll see something on that.
Or sooner than that.
Maybe. Could be. I mean,
They
with
may do it to their
Nintendo
treehouse
Direct
thing.
yeah.
Something like that.
One of the big games we haven't talked about yet came from Ubisoft, which is Assassin's Creed. Excited? Not excited? Now that you've seen more of it?
I think that they could possibly breathe more life into the series with this entry. I was gonna say save it, but I don't know, because that's really gonna depend on whether or not they decide to take it annual again after this and what happens in this one. But it looks more promising than some of the past ones.
I'm excited because it's in ancient Egypt. Like I like that whole mythology and genre. The whole style from that standpoint. I
I
thought
want to go
some of
sliding
the
down the pyramid
the sliding down the pyramid. The
and then
eagle
onto a
sight
camel
thing
and run away.
that they had was interesting. Actually using an eagle, which was a cool concept. I really liked that. I not sure if I liked the whole ending that they showed and if that's a real thing with the arrow and being able to control it. I thought that was a
Be
little
like
weird.
Bulletstorm's sniper rounds where you can
Yeah.
control it,
That
Yeah.
just
which
seems
seems a little
out of-
strange.
That seems just out of the element for
Well, let's see
Assassin's
how
Creed.
I think one of the things you have to worry about with going back in time like that is accidentally retconning things. Because then you have to explain how once we got to like Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed 2 and things like that, they've lost some of these abilities. Like
Lost in time.
Well,
the
but
Assassin's
technically-
Blade, you better have to still take the finger off at this point because technically you didn't get to not do that until we got to Leonardo da Vinci updating the blade
Right.
in 2. So better have to lose a finger and a bunch of other stuff that we've already established as pre this time era.
Do you think it's because they would have a different modern day person? That
Yeah, but even
that
with
wouldn't
modern
matter?
day person, when you're back in the Animus playing the old stuff, you would essentially have to have access only to what they had back then, right?
No, I'm not talking about the blade. I'm talking about the abilities that are on there because now you're dealing with a different bloodline. So therefore, that bloodline might be able to do an ability that a different bloodline might not be
But
able.
they better explain that very well.
Yes, maybe
Yeah, I'd be
maybe
interested
that
to
there's no
see.
animus or
Yeah,
anything
but
like
I mean,
that.
I thought all the assassins were descended from a common bloodline, though.
Theoretically, they're supposed to be.
Oh,
Well,
we'll retcon
but-
that and fix it.
Well, there's several assassins. There's just the ones that we dealt with in the first 4, 5, whatever it was, are all from the same bloodline. So
Yeah, but I think one of the reasons they established the importance of that bloodline is because that was one of like the first assassin bloodlines, and that's where all of them kind of sprouted from.
maybe so, but maybe at some point that branches, and that's just before the Egyptian world.
Meh.
You never know.
We'll see how they deal with all of that,
Yes.
because that's going to be part of whether or not this game will save the series or not, is how well they can do things without stepping on the toes of lore they've already established. And now if they start throwing all that shit out the window, then I'm fucking done.
One of the most ludicrous things that come from this is the $600 collector's edition for it.
Yeah, that's
Is that all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
$600 for a collector's edition. Yeah, I don't think they're going to sell very many of those.
Well, the
Just
good thing
my
is
opinion.
I'll buy one when it drops to $150 at whatever my local gaming store is, because they'll keep one in stock and it'll never sell.
Yeah, $600? No, I think we're good.
Oh God.
That'll be like a couple years after it's been out.
Yeah.
Far Cry 5 gameplay. Griff has been on record saying that she was not exactly excited about this because she didn't have enough information. Are you excited about this?
I haven't seen it yet because I was like, okay, the gameplay came out, but I didn't get to watch it at the time, and I was like, I will watch that. And then I totally forgot with everything else and work and all this other stuff that I've been doing. I totally forgot about it until I was pulling up articles, and I was like, shit, I don't have time to watch this right this second. God damn it. So I haven't seen it yet.
Watching the gameplay, it plays like like regular Far Cry 5 to me. Like just looking at what's going on. I did get to see some other gameplay from other companies that got to go through and do like the 15-minute, 20 minutes, whatever it allowed them to play through. It was interesting to me. You get to pet a dog. If you want to pet a dog, you can just
Well, I
pet a
mean,
dog.
yeah.
Right?
Ooh,
You
is
wanna
he a
pet
good
dog?
boy? Is he a good boy?
I don't. It must be.
He is the bestest boy from
Oh,
what I
hell
have
you
yeah.
got Boomer, who's now a character with you. He's your dog companion with this particular game.
Oh, hell
So he's like
yeah.
dog meat.
Yeah, basically that's exactly how I felt right off the bat. I was like, oh, Fallout, I got it. So yeah, it looks good. It looks like it plays the way Far Cry does. I'm interested to see how the plot line goes. And I like some of the characters that they introduced in their little display for the game. So, but I'm not 100% sold on it yet. But it looks like it's
It looks like a
trending the
good
right
Far
way.
Cry.
Yeah, it looks like it's trending the right way. Beyond Good and Evil is
Never
getting
played
a
this one.
sequel prequel. And when I say sequel
Pre-sequel.
prequel, I say because it's 2, but it's a prequel.
Isn't it like a decade later too?
Pre-sequel?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been
so-
out. The first one's been out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
15 years ago.
15
Oh,
years.
more than a decade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never played the first one. I don't understand a sequel coming or a prequel coming so far after the fact.
Well, I'm
'Cause, I
fine
mean, are
with
you
the
planning
prequel
to
if you're
remaster
rebooting.
Yeah,
Like
rebooting is one
reboot
thing.
the series, but don't
Maybe that's what they're gonna do.
call it 2. Call it like
Yeah,
the
that's
beginning or
confusing.
something, right?
Because
That's-
it's Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is a prequel, so it's actually 0.5 or -1, depending on how you want to look at it. I mean,
0.
yeah, 0. That's very confusing. And are they planning to? Because we were talking about earlier the remake of the Shadow of the Colossus thing. Are they going to remake the original so that people? Because it's 15 years old. A lot of gamers have never played that. Are you going to put it out there after they play the prequel so that they can play an updated version of the original, or are they going to have to go and find what a PS2?
Yeah,
it was?
yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
PS2.
so are they gonna have to go find an old PS2 and a copy and play it there, or what do you expect from this?
I don't really know, because I mean, my thing is like I would much. I want to play it, and I feel like that I've been playing from the beginning. They should name it something other than what they have,
Yes,
and then just reboot the original after that,
yes,
right?
that sounds like it would be the best idea, but
But change the name. Don't call this Beyond Good and Evil 2 if it's a prequel. That just makes no sense.
yeah, I mean at least with Borderlands they called it something stupid, but it still made sense because it wasn't in the normal number sequence because you had Borderlands 2 and then Borderlands the pre-sequel, which
Right.
was between
Retconned
well,
all to hell. Just
yeah, retconned all the hell and didn't really fit anywhere, but it was supposed to be before the first Borderlands or before the second Borderlands, and I think after the first one, but that doesn't make sense.
yeah, it's weird.
I will always argue that timeline with people. So
Yeah, that time they're like, all right, all of this can make sense between these two games. We'll let the
No, it
people
can't.
argue it out.
no, it can't. It cannot. There are things that don't fit. Anyway, not the point. You're right. They should name it something different, even if it is a dumb other name.
They
Right.
probably will. If they just showed a cinematic, then this is all we're gonna see for the next year. So it's still way early in development.
The only other thing we know is that you're going to be able to create your own character. So that's going to be cool. And so we're going to be able to go in and create our own character and be able to do all that. So that's pretty awesome. But it's weird to me that they chose to do what they did in naming it. But it is what it is. One of the games that I was excited about as well was a game called Hidden Agenda, which is done by the same people that did Until Dawn, which I loved Until Dawn. I thought it was an awesome concept of storytelling on how it was completely, and especially from my standpoint, I streamed it. So I allowed the people that were watching that could actually be able to make decisions and do what they needed to. And then, and whatever they decided, that's what we ended up going with. And I think I'm not the only person that did that. So, and obviously, based on Hidden Agenda and what the developers are saying, they've created a game that's basically a crime style game, but they created the game in the fact that they knew everybody had this interaction. They wanted to make it to where you could have that interaction at home. So you and your buddies could be sitting at home, all with your phone in your hand, and you have an app that you download for PlayLink. So you have the PlayLink app that's on there, and then you're playing through the game, and all of you are making decisions in the game as you go. Now, because it's set up a certain way, everybody can have their own personal agenda. So if you want to go through and say, I'm siding with the bad guy, whatever it's on there, I'm assuming anyway, based on what it's on there, then you could go through and try to move the storyline accordingly. It's a kind of an interesting concept. I'm more interested to see how it would go. The only thing I don't like is it sounds like the only thing that they've talked about right now is all sitting on the same couch, or you can be playing this game by yourself. Is there going to be some type of Twitch link to where your audience would be able to actually offer their input on what they decide? Or is there a way to play online? So if I had friends with PlayStation 4, we could be playing the game and all be watching the same thing and making decisions from our own homes. I'd be interested to know that.
From what a trailer for Hidden Agenda showed, up to 5 people could play the game locally. It looks like so.
Yeah. Currently, it's locally.
So it may be a thing where Wi-Fi is like you all need to be on the same network. So
yeah,
maybe they will let the app kind of go, wide and let everybody play it. But it is very interesting. It kind of reminds me of Deceit from Steam, where everyone's trying to work around together and fuck somebody, or somebody's trying to fuck somebody over and things like that. So it seems pretty neat. I like those kind of games where it's dynamics, where things are different. Somebody's trying to backstab somebody, and somebody's trying to be the good guy, and he's gonna die because the good guys always die. But
because bad guys like to screw them over.
Yeah,
but I like the concept.
Yeah,
I like
it looks
the concept.
cool for sure.
One of the things that we don't have on our docket yet, but is one of the things I wanted to mention that it's because I'm kind of a sucker for indie games a lot of times. But there was a game that was There was a game that was kind of a little hidden gem, I think. It's called Minute, MINIT, and basically your character lives for 60 seconds. And it looks like an old Atari game, early Apple game, that style, black and white game. But basically everything you collect within 60 seconds stays with your character. So after 60 seconds, you rebirth back into your house, and then you have to start over again and move through. And that's how you move through the game. So every 60 seconds, your character dies. So you have to do as much as you can in 60 seconds and then go back through. So you're trying to learn the plot line that way, which I thought was a kind of an interesting concept.
Very different concept, to say the least.
I'm pretty meh on that.
Yeah, Griff saw some of the footage of it that I sent her, and she was kind of meh, but I like the idea of it. I
feel like it's a kind of contrived way to add interest to the gameplay, but
maybe, but it just kind of depends on what they're telling you at that point, I think. So we got to see more footage of God of War, of the new Norse God of War, if you will, the reboot. Does this interest anybody that's on there? Is there anything, like, it looks like his axe has the capability the same as Thor's hammer to where he can bring it back and all that is...
Yeah, it didn't... There's nothing about it.
I like the camera angle versus the old one, because the other one was kind of a top-down.
It looks pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty, but I mean, it just doesn't seem terribly interesting.
I just don't see the whole Daddy Kratos thing. I mean, it just seems weird.
I think it would have been better if it was like a continuation from 3, because if you finish 3, he disappears.
He comes back with a kid.
Yeah.
Surprise, now we're Norse.
Yeah, but I mean, that would have been kind of neat, because, instead of going and killing, like, what you did in the first 3 games where you killed all, like, the Roman Greek gods, now you're moving up, and now you're going to go and do the same thing to the Norse gods.
Man, if I was a Norse god, I'd just be like, peace out, bitch, I'm leaving. I heard what happened down there. I'm fucking out. Fuck that shit. But I don't know, it's just weird that I guess they're trying to pass the axe along. We're not gonna go with torch.
See what you did there, along. Sir.
We're not friends. We're not friends.
I don't know, it just seems really weird for them to add that dynamic into a God of War game. Like, when I think God of War, I think of just fucking axe murdering, crazy, ripping things apart, not babysitting.
I'm fine with them adding the kid in there. The only problem is that it is Kratos. I don't understand why you couldn't create another character to just put him in the same thing, but just put him in the Norse.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
right? Why do you have to use?
Yeah, do a whole new, I guess, a whole new set of characters for it.
Yeah. And if they link it, that's fine. But it's kind of like right now they're not showing us why that happened. Like if they stood up in front and go, "Well, Kratos after da 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 da, he did da 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 da," right? Maybe, but they're not telling us anything. They're just showing us this footage, and he's in the Norse world now, and it's a little odd.
Yeah, it's different, but
yeah,
it's because companies are, and I will say this, companies are way too scared, and it's too big of a risk to use a title and then change the story inside of it. Like Halo, they will never make a Halo without Master Chief. It's too much of a risk. They will never make a God of War without Kratos. It's too much of a risk. Things like that. Familiar sells the game.
Yeah, they want that safety net.
Yeah.
Well, and I think if you, and I'm interested to see how the new Uncharted does without any type of Nathan Drake, right?
I think that will be good because Naughty Dog is the one making it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They make good fucking games.
Well, and to be fair, the God of War games have been really good.
Exactly.
But it's like,
But does it gonna feel like a God of War or an Uncharted if you change the main character?
I
That's
think
the
with
question.
Uncharted, I think it'll still feel like it because as long as you still have that, Indiana Jones style tomb raiding
right.
kind of going with it, but
Different characters. I mean, it's okay
Well, and
to
I think,
change out the
and I
characters.
think you could do it with. I
it
think you
expands
could-
the universe that way.
You could definitely do it with God of War. You just have to make it feel the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that would have been fine. But I'm interested to see why they're doing this. But at the same time, it's kind of like, we'll see.
Yep.
It's not high on my list. Crackdown 3, finally got to see footage of Crackdown 3 after 3 years from it was originally shown at E3. So we got to see some footage of it. It excites me. A lot of it seems to be similar gameplay than what we're used to. It is going to be a console launch exclusive, which is exclusive anyways because it's owned by Microsoft, but it will be released when the console comes out for the Xbox One X, right? That's all the letters, right? Xbox One X.
Yes.
Okay. So when it comes out, it'll be coming out. Is anybody else besides me excited about Crackdown? Did y'all play Crackdown? I don't even know if anybody
I
did.
haven't played any of the Crackdowns.
They're fun, entertaining games. You're kind of a cop in a way, and it's part of the reason Saints Row, like when they kind of 3 and 4, the way that they've based those games and kind of silliness and stuff like that. That's part of the reason I like those games as well as I do. So I thought that was pretty awesome. One of the big announcements that I thought was a big announcement anyway out of Xbox was the fact that you had, when they originally announced the Xbox One, there was no backwards compatibility whatsoever. Now we've got over 350 games on the Xbox One that are backwards compatible from the 360. And now it looks as though we're getting the original Xbox games coming to Xbox One backwards compatibility. So I'm excited about that one. I did hear in an interview with Phil Spencer said that some of the more popular games might not end up being backwards compatible because those studios might have gone under after that, and getting the rights is hard to do.
It says that your old Xbox discs will work in the Xbox Ones.
Right.
Okay, first of all, that is bizarre as hell because what is it going to just be an update? So it's had the capability the whole time?
No, what it is the basically, and this is the same way with the 360 update. Basically, what it is Xbox One has the capability of running apps, right?
Right.
So when you run a 360 game, you're essentially running Xbox 360's emulator inside of the game, and they're doing the same thing for this.
I gotcha.
So
that's illegal now. Excuse me, Xbox.
It's not when it's your own product.
Yeah, it's not when it's your own product, and also if I think the game or the console has been discontinued for so many years, then it is not considered illegal as long as you're not selling it.
Oh, cool.
Right.
That means all my emulators are completely legal.
Yes.
And then with what they showed off was basically Crimson Skies, which was a very popular game for the original Xbox. I will be interested to know. They said, of course, all the first-party stuff will end up being transferred over. So the original Halo, if you wanted to pop in an original Xbox One disc of Halo, you
could
can.
play the Master Chief collection and see it.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Hunter the Reckoning. I want to play that 4-player online. Oh my god.
I will be interested to see if the online stuff works, right? Because it does. If you're emulating, technically you're using the old network. Am I incorrect on that? Is that not how
I
that
don't
works?
know.
Maybe.
I mean, I would think so. So that would be interesting. But that's something that I thought was kind of cool because it was one of the things that Microsoft got a lot of flack for when they originally announced the Xbox One was no backwards compatibility. And now not only do they have backwards compatibility, they're the only company that has backwards compatibility of games that on a current generation that you can play that you've already purchased versus, having games that, you have to rebuy.
You mean
Which
like your
Still can't play Steel Battalion on it.
like Cast Crashers and things like that? Is that what you're talking about? My brain just went to sleep for a second for some reason. I think I'm having some
Well,
issues
like
today.
if you go to PlayStation has a subscription fee for PS Now and things like that, right?
Right.
So they have no actual backwards compatibility. If you go to Nintendo allows you to repurchase games that they used to have.
Oh, okay.
And
Now-
you wouldn't be able to.
I don't know if this is a question. It brought up Nintendo. I really wonder if you're going to be able to bring your games that you bought on the Wii U store and whatnot to your new Switch. They haven't fully
No.
announced how their
Do they
online
have a
system
virtual
is going to
console
work.
up and running yet? Like
I
the
don't-
purchase stuff?
They have. You could buy games on their store right now, but I don't know if
Okay.
you'll be able to transfer things over.
I don't think you can transfer.
No, you can't.
Oh.
That's right. You've got to switch.
Well, they don't have their online service out yet. It's not going to be out till next year, so another free year of service. But
Well, we'll see.
yeah,
Basically, you can kind of see how they end up doing it. But based on previous stuff, no.
to be fair, this
because
is a
if you-
whole different genre now. They've started doing things right this time around. So.
Well, and that's true. But if you base it on history, we're going to say no. But if they started doing things right, and then we got to give them the benefit of the doubt, I guess. Right? So we'll see. We'll see. But I don't see it happening, but anything's freaking possible.
in this generation.
Right.
Oh,
I think the only other thing is that you now have new avatars that are available to you through Xbox.
not yet.
Yeah, they're bringing back avatars in
It'll
the
be in
future.
August.
Yep.
This autumn.
Uh,
sometime. And the other thing that we wanted to throw out there that wasn't at E3, the Atari is making a new console.
Yeah.
Maybe an old school classic console.
Yeah, we're thinking maybe kind of like the NES Classic, and hopefully they'll make it longer than the Nintendo did with the NES Classic, which
Damn
makes
you,
no
Nintendo.
Yeah. It's created a high demand and then just stop making it.
Why would
Oh,
you?
that
do
would be kind of neat if they actually went, no, we're just going to throw our hats in the rings against the three, big juggernauts
Major-
again.
Steam
Yeah.
already tried that. That did not work.
Steam machines still didn't. They just didn't.
I mean,
Nope.
it's cool. It's a neat little thing, but it does not work. Not in this day and age.
Nope. Steam is Steam.
Yep.
Needs to be on the PC and stay there.
Stay,
The,
stay, boy.
Stay.
Steam is basically the PC console.
Yeah,
Yes.
Pretty
basically.
much, yeah.
Yes. I mean, hell, if you open up the Steam, I don't know what it's called, the little Steam thing, it actually turns your computer into a console. You can use a controller to scroll
Oh,
through
big
your
picture
library.
mode.
Yeah, big picture mode turns it into a console. So there you go.
Yep. That's what it's designed for. So
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited about if Atari's doing an old school, like that the NES Classic was. I'm excited about that, but they've just got to do it better than Nintendo did at this particular point.
have
But
to just do
I
it
don't know.
longer.
You're not going to get the demand you are at a Nintendo though. Atari was popular, but it's like the graphics are so outdated. I mean, so outdated. That it's such a niche market. I think you're gonna have those people that are just nostalgic and want to get it because like they're my age and that's what they grew up with. That was their original console. Or you're gonna have those people that the younger generation that are kind of, I don't know, just want to experience those games and see what they are. And then you're gonna have the I don't know, the hipster crowd, if you will, that are coming in and it's just like I remember this game back in the day. Dude, this game wasn't even around. I mean, like you were like, not even born yet. But all right, sure.
Well, that depends. I mean, because like my uncle had his Atari for quite a while.
Mhm.
So like even growing up, like I could still like go over there and like pop in games and play it.
True. You're gonna have some that are well. Again, that goes back to nostalgia, right? You're gonna have those that are nostalgic, and then you're gonna have others that are, just doing it because, they just want to say that they played that game. But it'll be interesting to see if that's what ends up being, or if they actually do create a new console. But I don't see them doing a new console. I don't. Now, if you did, you could actually. Here's a thought process too that I just thought of. Atari still made games. Not necessarily for their own console, but they still made games. So they could be making a console like the NES Classic, but instead of for the original 2600, it would be games they've made over the years that have been popular that are on one console. Or
So, like,
they would just play their game.
It'd be like a Nintendo where they just make their own games and release it for their own console.
Yeah, but it would be over the years that was on there instead of just, or you could do like a Nintendo style, create a game system that would just be for whatever it is, mainly first party stuff.
If they made it cheap and the game's affordable, it could work. If you just wanted a small console to play the Atari games, it'd work.
It almost reminded me. What was the gaming system that was kickstarted that was a failure?
I don't know which one.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them.
No, but there was one that you could like go into like a local store and buy it, and I can't remember what the name of it was that they tried to make. It was about like 5 years ago that they tried to do, or maybe 3.
I don't remember what it was, but I know what you're talking about.
It kind of reminds me of that, where that system basically played mobile games on your console, on your TV.
Yeah.
And so they could do something similar to that, make Atari games that are, fun and people would enjoy and be able to go in and play and just do it at a cheap rate, where you're spending $50 for something to go in instead of, $400 or $500 for a system at your house. So I don't know. Cool concept.
Or they come out with something more powerful than the Xbox One and release it for like $300 and shocks the whole fucking
so.
If Atari did that, it would shock the whole fucking generation. Basically, it would just crumble. Be like, how the hell can they afford to make something like that? They don't have any other consoles, yet it's more powerful. What the hell just happened?
What just happened?
They've been secretly doing this for decades, working on it.
Pretty much, basically, they would just crumble everything. Microsoft would get flack for it being so expensive and not being as powerful as the Atari Mega, whatever the fuck they want to call it.
Atari Mega.
The
Atari Mega 2600.
Possible names. Yeah. 2600X.
No, it'd be the Atari Mega 2017 or 2018, whenever it came out.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Anything else anybody wanted to say from
this past week in general?
Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu.
Good. Any games you're looking
Baka,
for?
there was a new Call of Cthulhu shown off.
Trailer. Monster Hunter World's coming out on the PS4.
Xbox One and PC.
It's coming out for all of it?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, I only saw the PlayStation part of it.
Yeah.
It's coming out
They
for
didn't.
everyone.
That was part of Sony's, like the bus part of that was a lot of it was just multi-platform stuff.
Yeah.
There wasn't no exclusives other than the DLC that they showed for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Destiny exclusives, Call of Duty exclusives.
Destiny on PC will be a month and a half after. It'll launch a month and a half after it launches for console, which kind of sucks for PC players.
But we're used to it by now. You remember the whole GTA debacle?
Yeah.
The original Xbox controller is being remade.
Ugh.
Oh, God.
The big ugly one.
Only this big. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, if you need to work out while you play games, you can kind of use it as your weight to lift.
I've got like 4 of them in the next room.
Did they take up the whole room?
Well, I mean, when I
much.
worked at GameStop, I knew people who liked that controller just for the fact that they had really big hands. So,
yeah, I didn't mind. The only thing was you had that slot. The slots were on the front. Yeah, for your memory slot or whatever, and that's the reason it took up so much room.
Yeah,
They were
way back
huge.
in the days.
Now
with the
everything's
memory
this big and
slots.
USB. Then it was like this big, and you had to slide it into the front of it.
everything's being made for people with small hands.
Tiny
I did hear
hands.
we were talking about Destiny 2 and the exclusives that PlayStation has for their members or whatever. Phil Spencer was actually asked about the whole Destiny 2 thing and how he felt about those style of exclusives. And his statement was, he said, "I swear to everyone now, there will never be an exclusive on Microsoft to where it hinders the person from playing the game." He said, so it's not going to be, hey, we want to be able to play this first. He said the maps and all other stuff. He said, if you can't play the game the right way, he said, it's not going to happen. He said, it's like, we're not going to hinder somebody from being able to play the game properly.
Good for Xbox.
Hell yeah.
So
They're
I
just-
think he learned a lot. And from what the questions they asked, it sounds like the Kinect was never his idea to start with.
Oh.
So he had to like skirt around the questions they were asking and say them in a way that was very PC.
Yes.
So, but that was it. Everybody good?
Yeah,
that
I
should
mean
be
that's It's a lot of content to get through, and I know we just kind of like brushed the surface of a lot of it, but geez, there's a lot of stuff going on this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, my my Google Chrome is like struggling right now.
I just closed everything. It was way too many fucking pages
Done.
open.
Done. It's all good. We appreciate everybody that hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. Make sure that you go to our Twitter at Infinite Res PC. Check me out personally at NDB Oaktree. Check out Griff.
At Griff Slynam.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
Doc and Pickle.
Make sure that you also go to our website, infiniterespawn.com. Go on there, join the forums, hang out. Don't forget our YouTube as well, where you can check this out if you want to watch the video version of this, if you're listening to the audio. Also, some of our old Let's Plays and other things that Griff has made. She's done an excellent job with videos and some other stuff. So make sure you go on there and check us out as well. For Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Chicken.
I'm Baka.
See ya.
Bye.